the best places to buy fragrances online. We've kind of made a similar video to this in the past where I titled it the ultimate buying guide for fragrances. And this video is kind of going to cover similar topics to that one. However, I kind of wanted to make an updated list for this video. I'm going to focus mainly on the best discounter websites to buy fragrances online based on your region. Now, bear in mind, guys, I am not omnipresent and I'm not in every single part of the world. So I don't know where every country can get fragrances cheap. You kind of just have to do your own research, but I'm going to cover some of the main regions around the world and kind of cover some really important concepts for when you buy fragrances online in general. The general rule is that when you buy fragrances online, they're going to be cheaper than buying fragrances in person. We're going to go through a sort of beginner's journey of buying fragrances, essentially how someone usually goes about buying fragrances when they're new to the hobby, what they usually do, their steps, and how they discover better and better options to buy fragrances cheaper and cheaper as they become more experienced in the game. Let's begin. So day one of being a fragrance newbie, you generally will go to department stores to try fragrances out. How many of us have gone to the airport, to duty free, or just our high streets and gone to shops where you have fragrance testers there for the mainstream stuff. You have these annoying shop assistants who try to make you buy fragrances that they get a commission for selling. So usually they'll always tell you about Dior Sauvage, funnily enough. And I understand the business there. I understand the model for the mainstream stores. They have staff to pay, they have a brick and mortar store to run, which is going to increase the cost of selling fragrances. So generally, although mainstream stores are great for testing fragrances, they're not going to be the best price-wise. So I say don't always get pressured by these stores. Go ahead and try fragrances out. Go ahead and spray them on your skin and come back another day. You kind of need a whole day to see how fragrances transform on your skin and how long they last on you as well. So that's the main benefit of brick and mortar physical stores. The next level after this is, as you're in the game a little bit further, you go for niche fragrances, and there are niche physical brick and mortar stores. These are a little bit different, and I think you should give these more of your attention because although they're not going to be the cheapest most of the time, they are great havens for fragrance hobbyists because usually the shopping assistants here now are much more knowledgeable. They're much more concerned with you having the best experience possible. They're not very pushy most of the time, and generally you end up finding that you really enjoy your time in these boutiques or these niche stores a lot more than the usual mainstream stuff. It kind of feels like these are more for those who are passionate about the hobby and feels more of a real experience in these stores. So I say yes, go test fragrances here as well. You can test the more niche stuff out, and also consider spending money at these stores regardless if you can financially to show your support to them. So yes, you understand that brick and mortar is never really ever going to be cheaper than online stores in the vast majority of cases, but you're still showing your support. You support the staff there, the idea of this brick and mortar experience existing. They won't exist if you don't support them. But that's sort of like the level 2 of your journey as a fragrance collector. These niche stores, consider supporting them, guys, and see what you think. 32% of people who watch School of Scent are subscribed to us. If you guys want to see our channel grow, to really help us out, click subscribe. Let's get that number to 40%. Thank you. Then level 3 is you start realizing, okay, you know what, I'm just going to buy fragrances online. I'm getting a lot of fragrances now in my collection. I can't keep buying them all physically. Most people want to save money, so you go to online discounters. The first question people have when they go to fragrance discounters, or something also known as the gray market, is they question, are these fragrances legitimate? Let's take a website like Notino, for example. How I think gray market websites work is that they will go to another country where a fragrance is sold cheaper than the domestic country sells it for. They go to that country, buy a large stock of that fragrance, and then bring it back to the domestic country and sell it still cheaper than what other fragrance websites would sell it for, and they make a profit and you make a saving as well, if that all makes sense. So based on my knowledge, I believe these websites buy these fragrances from other countries, and also you got to add in the fact that they are websites only. They're not physical brick and mortar stores. They usually just need a simple storage warehouse to fulfill orders. They're going to save a lot of money on their usual daily runnings. So that is why online stores are usually cheaper. How you check if a fragrance is legitimate and they're selling authentic fragrances is you go to websites like Trustpilot and see what other people in the community are saying. Are they saying that, you know, these fragrances are legitimate, they don't smell fake, And bear in mind, guys, any self-respecting website, any fragrance website that's lasted a few years at least, will not try to give you fake bottles. That'll be extremely damaging to them, and that'll just jeopardize their entire operation. So it's unlikely anyways, but hey, use Trustpilot as well. See how long these fragrance websites have lasted, how many years they've been around. That'll give you more of an ability to trust them in general. So yes, grey market websites, I generally recommend them. I'm going to recommend to you a few names that you can go check out that I have personal experience with, I believe, of all of these, and I can pretty much recommend all of these. So in the UK, I can recommend Notino, All Beauty, as well as My Origines. I've bought fragrances from all three of these. They're all real fragrances. I can't really fault them. All pretty good service. My Origin is based in France, so they have a little bit longer shipping times, but they're very good. I've bought some rare fragrances I can't always get a hold of very easily, such as La Nuit de l'Homme Bleu Electrique, so I really recommend you go check them out as well. And all these UK suggestions work for you guys in the EU as well for the most part. Then in America/Canada, so in North America, you can go for fragrancebuy.ca, and also I believe Jomashop also sells to both the US and Canada. So Jomashop is kind of like an all-rounder department store, online department store. They do other things other than fragrances, but they have some pretty good offers usually in their fragrance section. And Fragrance Buy are usually quite good if you want to get more obscure fragrance brands and more niche brands as well. They're usually the best for discounters there, but they're just a very good discounter in general. You get some absolute bargains there. In Australia, I struggle to find discounters because I'm not from Australia and I just can't find them online in general, but I can recommend to you feelingsexy.com.au, I believe their website address is. So Feelingsexy, go to them. They're kind of the only discounter I can see, an online discounter. They have some okay discounts on their website. They're not amazing, but hey, it's better than nothing. If you're from Australia, let us know in the comments if there are other online discounters you know of. And then obviously, guys, I'm not going to go through every part of the world. I know some of you are going to be commenting, hey, what about my country? Generally, I mean, anyone can find out where their best fragrance discounters are. You go on Google, you look for a fragrance you want to buy, see which fragrance websites on Google are selling the fragrance for the cheapest, and then go and do what I recommend. Go to Trustpilot and see if that fragrance website is legitimate, and then you can generally find your best websites through that method. And then there's always the final step. This is for the real big brain advanced moves here now. I think if you really want the cheapest fragrances you can possibly get your hands on, you know, this method really saves me thousands of pounds when I was collecting, and that is going on Facebook swapping and selling groups. So your local region groups on Facebook, where you have a community of people who pass on their second-hand bottles for a much better price than you'd find anywhere else. These are usually people like me and yourself who just want to get rid of their fragrances. They have a large collection, they don't use them, and they kind of just want to get rid of them. They don't really care about being a business, being profitable. And so yeah, you find some fantastic deals. Like I got my Tom Ford Noir Extreme for about a quarter of the price of what it usually goes for, and I got some other fragrances, like I think I got Durdroff's Alexandria 2 for like £60. So yeah, these are some fantastic options to go for. Again, people worry that they're going to be scammed. From my experience, it is extremely unlikely you'll ever be scammed, but you can use payment methods like PayPal's goods and services option to make sure you receive your item and to try and reduce your likelihood of ever being scammed. But for the most part, it's just people like myself and you just trying to sell fragrances. And you can also sell your own fragrances that you do not want. So these groups are very useful. Again, I can't give you the links for all your regions. You kind of just have to go look it up yourself on Facebook. And that concludes this video, guys. I wanted to give this video to you to try and help you go onto some of the best websites right now to get cheaper fragrances, try and save you a lot of money. I know a lot of people will be looking for this kind of topic after the brutal season that is Christmas, and you're kind of going to be financially a bit more cautious right now. So hopefully this video was really helpful to you guys. Let us know, guys, do you know any other grey market or discount websites that are great for your region? Share them in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out our previous video on a similar topic. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.